Publish, Promote, Profit, just the book funnel by itself, not the dozen other funnels that we run, brought $3 million in revenue into my company last year alone. Just one thing, my book in a free plus shipping funnel and paid advertising and traffic. Not my webinars, not my challenge funnel, not my online webinars and events, not my offline events, all that separately, just one book and one funnel, $3 million. All right. Hey everybody, Rob Cosper here with Bestseller Publishing. Excited to be with you today. I think I have a topic that for those of you who are authors in the process of writing a book, or maybe you've already written a book and you're wondering what other ways can I monetize it? How can I use the content I have to grow a real business and sell information? Then today's topic I think is going to help you, because I'm going to give you 6 steps to create and sell a course using your book, whether it's a book that you've already written or a book that you are in the process of writing. Now, in some of these steps, if you're in the process of writing it, then it may be, a little bit easier, because some of creating a course, it's helpful to have a book that is conducive to creating a course, but I'll share some of those things. So that's what I have to share with you today. I'm going to give you the 6 steps, but before I dive into that, let me just talk for just a moment. For those of you who have never thought about creating a course, and if that's the case, then probably the big question is, why'd you click on this video, or why are you here, right? But if you hadn't thought about creating a course, let me give you a couple of reasons and a couple of things to think about when it comes to actually creating a course. Well, number one, what I tell my clients and what I tell anyone who is willing to listen to me, and sometimes that's a very short list, but what I tell my clients is, look, the money is not in the book per se. The book is a dichotomy. On one hand, your book, your best-selling book, is like the greatest authority builder that proves your authority, your expertise, your thought leadership in a marketplace better than anything else. On the other hand, it's the cheapest way that people can get into your world. It costs $10, $15, $20. So it's the cheapest way that they can learn about you, learn from you. And I'm an avid reader. I wasn't always, but I have been for most of my adult life. And I can tell you the things that I've learned from reading, really, really powerful. So with that in mind, if it's this powerful authority builder, but it's not always the best thing to monetize your expertise, then what do we do? Well, what we need to do is we need to find other ways, other things that lead from your book to be able to monetize that authority now that you've built. So what are some of those ways? Well, of course, if you're selling any kind of service like Bestseller Publishing does, that's why I have my own book, right? Publish, Promote, Profit. It leads to selling our done-for-you services. Or maybe you're, selling some type of coaching or consulting where you help people and guide them through some type of process. Maybe it's growing their business, or maybe it's, as a life coach, or dealing with some things that are internal, whatever it is. But one of the best ways, and often a way that is kind of like the magic, which is, passive income, which so many people want. And of course, passive income isn't always the truth, right? There's always some kind of work involved. But a great way to create some passive income is by having a course, something that allows people that are interested in your subject matter, interested enough to buy your book, to take another step with you, a step of diving in deeper, learning the mechanics of your thing, and actually learning how to do whatever it is that you are an expert at doing. A course, something that's maybe as inexpensive as $300 to as much as $2,000, is a great way to earn passive income, right? Where people are buying your book and then being driven to your course and then buying your course. It's a great way to help people, to serve people, and at the same time, grow your income. Let's talk for a moment before we dive into the 6 steps. What is the difference between a book and a course? And why is somebody going to buy a course that has just purchased your book? And some of you think that, why would somebody that just bought the book that has all the answers in it then go to buy a course? It's simple. there are big differences between you creating a course and you having a book. A book typically is going to center around a story or stories and drive a lot of interest that people have, drive a lot of maybe emotion and passion, right? We talk a great deal about hooking your ideal reader, right? You hook them not just in the title and subtitle, but in the story in every single chapter. And you want them to love that content and dig into that content. And because of that, you want to have a great deal of story to provoke interest. Well, guess what? With a course, you're not really so much worried about the story. Yes, you want to have stories and case studies, and oftentimes those are like additional bonuses and resources. But what you really are looking for when you're buying a course is you want actionable items that you can put into place so that you can move from step A to step B to step C to step D and get the result that you're looking for. With a book, yes, you're going to be learning. Yes, you're going to be growing, but you want to stay engaged with the content. With a course, you've already decided that this is what you want. The engagement and your commitment to it is already there. Now what you're looking for is actionable steps. So keep that in mind. There is a big difference between creating content for a book and creating content for a course. So let me give you the 6 steps. Let's dive right in. Without further ado, I'm going to go through these quickly. I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm even going to go off the camera and share my screen and show you just a couple of things when it comes to my own Publish, Promote, Profit course, because I want to show you like in real live kind of time how we did it and how you can do it too. Take a book, move it to a course. Number 1, and it's pretty obvious, you need to plan your course. Now, ideally, you've thought all this out beforehand and you've mapped out your book in a way that your table of contents creates a great format for your course itself. Now, that's not always the case, right? If you've already written your book and now you're creating your course content from it, and you look at it and you say, you know what, my book's table of contents doesn't really give me a great flow for the content of a course. That's okay. It will take a little bit of extra work. You'll have to take the content from your book and replan it. But ideally, if you're in the process of writing your book now and you want a course, then guess what? You should build out your table of contents and create the flow of your book in such a way that it leads right into a great course. Let's go off the camera for just a moment and let me share my screen with you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about with my course, the Launch Your Bestseller course that came from Publish, Promote, Profit. So let me share my screen so you can see that. So this is the Publish My Bestseller back office. This is the page where we deliver our course content. And what I've done is I've created 5 modules for my course. Now, that doesn't exactly flow with Publish, Promote, Profit. With Publish, Promote, Profit, I created 3 primary segments or modules. The Publish module, which includes everything around writing, editing, and publishing your book. The Promotion module, which is everything around the actual promotion of your book. And then the Profit, which is everything around actually making money. Well, what I've learned over time from people is that people get stuck a lot more in the beginning part of the process. So what I did is I created module 1, module 2, and module 3, which is all around the writing and the publishing of the book. So I created 3 full modules, or about 60% of the course, that deals with the writing of the book, because I knew that that is a sticking point for many people. After all, it doesn't help to know how to promote your book if you don't have one. You can't profit from a book that was never written. So we spend a lot of time teaching people how to get their book written in this course in the first 3 modules. Module number 4 is dedicated completely to the bestseller book launch system. And then module 5, crafting your $1 million author plan, is specific to those looking to profit from their book. And I give people many, many different examples about profiting. Now, one of the things that I want to show you, and this is maybe getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but since we're already on this, I've clicked onto module 4, which is the bestseller book launch system. And I want to show you there's a ton of content in this particular module, but I want to show you different ways that you can engage the audience and create great course content for people. It's not just you speaking about a PowerPoint or speaking into a camera. There's a lot more that you can do. Now, I'll get into this in one of the steps, but since we're on the screen, let me show you. So the first two videos that you see here are basically the modules and a live Q&A. Live Q&A is a great way to create additional content like bonus content that you can offer. And it teaches you what are the questions that people are really having from the content that you're sharing with people. I also give a quick overview video because when it comes to the idea of launching your book, there are steps within the launch. And so I wanted to give a quick overview. What I also did is I wrote out a complete promotion schedule, what to do 2 to 3 weeks out, 1 week out, 7 to 5 days out, all the way up to the very last day of the promotion itself. Because I had many, many people asking, Rob, can you give us a calendar and itemize exactly what you do with bestseller publishing? And this is what we do for our clients with our Done For You service. What I also did is I gave some rough scripts when it came to the actual soft launch. The soft launch is the period of time that somebody is looking to get reviews for their book. We talk about how to keep reviews because oftentimes Amazon will delete good reviews, and that's just something that we need to deal with. People had questions about the actual mechanics of setting up the free promotion in KDP, what we call the hard launch. So we broke down exactly how to do that and just did a screen capture video. We talked about creating the best categories for your book, promoting your book with book promotion websites. We gave all the details on that. We built our own software to do this. And what we did in our course is we included the software for people. So we created a video that shows how to use the software. And then we gave a button that links directly to the tool itself that our clients can use. We then talk about how to submit to the free and paid websites. One of our strategies is using press releases. So we give them a template for their press releases. And then we shot a screen capture video again of how to actually do the press release on the press release service that we use. We talk about your social media campaign. We give scripts to post on it. We talk even about recording your results. And then last but not least, we even give emblems for people that don't know how to create one so that when they become a bestseller by following our process, all they need to do is download one of these emblems, put it on their book, and they're good to go. Now, I showed you all of this to simply show you that to create real value in a course, you're not just teaching the thing that you're teaching. That would just be this one video right here. There's much more to it. You want to do many other things to create real value in your course because remember, it's not just the story that people are interested in like the book. Someone wants to know step by step by step how to go from point A all the way to point Z. In my case, this example of how to be a bestseller, how to launch a book and become a best-selling author. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and I'm going to dive back into the content, but I wanted to show you that because it's important for you to see that there's a lot more to it than just simply recording the content, teaching somebody how to do it. There's much more you can give to get somebody excited and show value. And I'll talk more about that in just a second. That was number one, plan the course. There was a lot there. Step number two, record the course. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Course modules should ideally be short videos, 5 to 15 minutes long. Now, I showed you one video, but then I broke down many, many other videos, right? So if you can keep it, because our attention spans tend to be short in this day and age, if you can keep the training videos where you're teaching them something, some milestone that you're trying to get that person to between 5 and 15 minutes long, then people are going to make better progress. If you just like do it all in one training, which isn't a terrible thing to do. I'm even going to give you kind of a pro tip at the end about that. That's okay. But what I would suggest you do is come back later and edit that into 5 to 15 minute clips so that again, you can take somebody through step by step by step. Ideally, you want to help your client, the person that's buying your course, to reach a milestone in their journey with you through every single video. Keep it short, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes long, or is up to as long as, say, 15 minutes, okay? Step number 3 in the 6 steps to create a course to sell from your book. Step 3, add bonus content and additional material. Now, what could that be? Well, I showed you a bunch of different examples in my module 4, but it could be links, it could be resources, they could be Q&A calls that you do, which obviously that was one of mine, PDFs. Example case studies are fantastic, right? Like you have a successful student, you do a video with that successful student gives both inspiration and motivation to finish the course. Good stuff there. Those are super valuable and helpful. And oftentimes those things can be like additional bonuses that really help somebody to take action on purchasing your course in the first place. Step number 4. You've done all of this, you've prepared, you've recorded, you've added additional bonus. Well, just like with a book, once the content is complete, you then need to clean up, edit, and upload it. So similar to with a book, the content it's a hard part to do, but oftentimes organizing it, making sure that it's all done well, and making sure that it's all in working order can even be more difficult. I know many people who have like gotten to the finish line of creating all this content and they never edited it down and uploaded it as a course. Don't do that. You got to cross the finish line. So this is a big step. It's an important step. It might seem like an obvious step, but you have to take it and complete it. Besides the upload and understanding that you're going to have to upload the videos somewhere, what I prefer to use, there's lots of different membership site options that you can use. Most of you know what my preference is. I love ClickFunnels. The reason I love ClickFunnels is because I have my landing pages, I have my sales pages, I have all of that built right in. And of course, that then drives people right to the membership area. All of it is in one place. I don't have to pay for 6 different tools, right? I don't need an email tool. I don't need a membership site tool. I don't need a sales and a landing page tool. All of it is built into ClickFunnels, and I'm able to use it all there. So I upload and actually have Steve on my team do all the uploading for the content into our membership area. Even this video itself will be broken down, edited, and this will be crafted into a module, not of a course that we're selling, but a module of training that we'll be giving to all of our future and all of our past done-for-you clients that ever want to create a course for themselves. So in the same way, you need to do that, clean it up, edit it, and upload it someplace. I prefer ClickFunnels so that it will live there and it will be able to serve your clients there. Step number 5, this is where we get into the selling it, okay? And obviously, I'm giving you broad brush strokes, but important. Step 5 is crafting a landing and a sales page. Now, I talk about marketing a lot with my clients. And here's the biggest kind of pro tip that I can give you. And that is learn from those that are already doing it well. One of the things that I do is I use a screen recording system called Loom, simply loom.com. And every time I purchase something online, let's say I see a book that I want to buy and it's in a book funnel. And a book funnel might be a free plus shipping funnel where they're saying the book is for free, but they're going to charge me $7.95 to ship it. Exact same thing I do with Publish, Promote, Profit, right? So every time I go to buy that, I go to Loom, I record it, and I record the entire process because I want to see what others are doing. Yes, I want the book. Yes, I'm interested in the content, but I'm also interested in the marketing. Anytime you're buying something and you see a sales page or a landing page in your field, in your market, you should take a screenshot of it. You should save that somewhere. You should save it so you can go back and learn from those that are doing it well. If you see the same ads over and over and over again, then rest assured that person is making money from that ad, okay? Because it's costing money to show it to you. If you're seeing it over and over and over again, that means they're making money. That means the ad is good, the funnel is good, the landing page is good, the sales page is good, etc. Look at those sites and learn from them. There's a lot of ins and outs about you crafting a great landing page, you crafting a great sales page, and rather than spending hours discussing it, let's just say learn from those doing it well. Start there. And then step 6, and lastly, you're going to want to drive traffic. Now, I'm going to give you the easiest way to do it in a way that you should do it, and then we'll talk about really what the Holy Grail is. So there's a lot to say about this, but the easiest thing and the most obvious thing is you need to have links in your book that drive people directly back to be able to purchase your course. If you're selling a course and that's primarily what you're looking for, then you need to have links in your book, ideally in multiple pages at the end of multiple chapters, but at the very least in the beginning of your book and at the end of your book, right? And that means that every time somebody is going to your book and is purchasing it and is reading it and they like the content, they're going to be able to see a link that then takes them to, hey, if you would like to learn our exact step-by-step process to do A, B, and C, then click this link and take a look at my course. That's it. You'll have on that page, that landing page, all of the different reasons that they should opt in. You're going to want to get their name and email address, and then you're going to set up a whole campaign to motivate them to actually buy it if they don't buy it immediately. But you want to drive traffic. And first and foremost, the easiest way to do that is if someone's reading your book, give them the option to buy your course every single time. Number 2, and the holy grail of all of this, is obviously making paid advertising work. There's a lot of moving parts to make paid advertising work, but it is the holy grail of it, right? I've shared at different times and I've broken my funnel down for my clients. I share my funnels with my clients and I let them know, look, Publish, Promote, Profit, just the book funnel by itself, not the dozen other funnels that we run, brought $3 million in revenue into my company last year alone. Just one thing, my book in a free plus shipping funnel and paid advertising and traffic. Not my webinars, not my challenge funnel, not my online webinars and events, not my offline events, all that separately, just one book and one funnel, $3 million. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that you'll make that, but listen, you're never going to get to those numbers unless you figure out paid advertising, because that's where it comes from. That's where you can reach a giant audience. So you need to drive traffic. You start first with what's easiest, which is obviously using your book, and then you move to figuring out, can I make paid traffic work on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, etc. That's where the people are. If you can get the eyeballs to your page at an ROI, then you want to do that. Okay, those are your 6 steps. Plan the course, record the course, add bonus content, clean up and edit, craft a landing and sales page, drive traffic. Those are the 6 steps. Let me give you one last pro tip. The very first course that I did in conjunction with Bestseller Publishing was a course based on how someone can write a book and then make that book a bestseller. And I decided that I needed to be motivated, because that's not my primary business. My primary business is not selling courses, but I decided I needed to be motivated to actually get it done. So what I did, I already had an email list, is I went to my email list and I sold the course ahead of time. I said, I am going to be creating this course that gives you, and I gave all the different incredible things. I said, not only that, but I'm going to be delivering it to you live. Not only that, but I'm going to be answering your questions, walking you through it, holding you by the hand. The cost is $1,195, and I'm going to do this for the first 20 people that, go through this, click the box, pay, et cetera, et cetera. I had 18 people sign up. I made about $20,000 or so. And now I had a schedule where I had to deliver. I was paid $20,000 to create this course. I had no excuse. Now I had to get it done. It forced me to get it done. So whether you're paid or not to do it, let's just take that away and say, you know what, Rob, I don't know if I can find people that will pay me to do it ahead of time. Understandable. Whether you're paid or not, a great way to force yourself to create it is by doing it live. Doing it with people that you really want to help, that you really can serve. Do it live for them. Get them a great result. Serve them in a powerful way. and do it on a schedule that actually gets results. When you force yourself, right, you put yourself to a schedule, then you're going to get things done, and it's powerful. So for me, that worked a great deal. I've done that in the past with challenges. Most recently, many of you became my clients because of challenges. And that challenge was as much for me as it was for you. It forced me every single day over a 10-day period to create new and powerful and good content, because I needed to share content with my challengers for 90 minutes a day. It was a great way to force me out of my box and out of my comfort zone. That's a pro tip. That's a suggestion. If you've never created a course, if you follow these steps and just get 10, 15, 20 people together that every week are going to go through, the stuff that you create, it's a great way to force your hand and make you create the content. Anyway, those are my 6 steps for you. 6 steps to create a course that you can begin selling directly from your book, whether your book is already created or not. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you take the next step and create a great course from your book.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Every week, we're posting tons more content to help you to publish, promote, and profit. So go ahead and subscribe now to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is available. And if you're interested in my latest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, just go to publishpromoteprofit.com.